King Henry VIII, A Story of a King, Six Wives and Power. On June 28, 1491, a prince was born at Greenwich Palace in England. He was named Henry. At birth, no one could have imagined that one day, this boy would become one of the most talked about, controversial, and influential kings in English history. Because he changed history not only through war or politics, but also through his personal life and courageous decisions. Henry was the second son of King Henry VII of England and Queen Elizabeth of York, so he had no chance of becoming king as a child. His older brother Arthur was the heir to the throne. Henry was extraordinarily talented from a young age. He learned Latin, French, and Spanish. He was also skilled in playing music, writing poetry, hunting, horse riding, and sports. Everyone thought he would become a priest or a scholar, but fate had other plans. In 1502, at the age of only 15, his elder brother Arthur fell ill and died. At that moment, Henry became the future King of England. A few years later, in 1509, after the death of his father, Henry VII, he ascended the throne of England at the age of only 17. After becoming king, Henry was a handsome, strong, and confident young ruler. His subjects loved him. Within a few days of his accession to the throne, he married the Spanish princess, Catherine of Aragon. This marriage strengthened the relationship between the two countries. Initially, their family was happy, but even after years passed, they did not have any living sons. Their only surviving child was their daughter Mary. Henry began to believe that his dynasty would not survive without a male heir. At this time, he fell in love with a young woman named Anne Boleyn. He wanted to divorce his first wife and marry Anne, but the Roman Catholic Church and the Pope refused to give permission. This refusal angered Henry. He made a decision that changed the history of not only England, but also the whole of Europe. He broke with Rome and founded a new religious institution in England, the Church of England. He then declared himself the supreme head of that church. As a result, the king became the owner of not only political but also religious power. Henry then married Anne Boleyn. Anne gave birth to a daughter who was named Elizabeth. In the future, this Elizabeth will be immortalized in history as one of the greatest queens of England. But Anne could not give birth to any sons either. A few days later, she was executed on charges of treason and adultery. Even today, many historians believe that many of the charges were politically motivated. Shortly after Anne's death, Henry married Jane Seymour for the third time. Finally, the long-awaited son Edward was born. But Jane died within a few days of giving birth. This death deeply hurt Henry. Later, he married Anne of Cleves for the fourth time. Although this marriage was for political reasons, the relationship between the two was not good. Their marriage was annulled within just a few months. Henry then married the young Catherine Howard, but she was also accused of treason. In the end, she was also executed. Towards the end of his life, Henry married Catherine Park for the sixth time. She was the only wife who did not leave the king alive. She served him until the end of Henry's life. King Henry is not famous only for his marriage. During his reign, many monasteries in England were closed and their vast wealth was brought to the treasury. This strengthened the royal power. At the same time, a new religious and political era began in England. However, towards the end of his life, Henry's health deteriorated rapidly. An accident seriously injured his leg, which never fully recovered. The wound became infected, he gained a lot of weight, and he was no longer as active as before. He gradually became a harsher and angrier ruler. Finally, on January 28, 1547, King Henry VIII died at the age of 55. He was buried in St. George's Chapel, Windsor Castle. After his death, his son Edward VI ascended the throne. Later, his two daughters, Mary I and Elizabeth I, also ruled England. The reign of Elizabeth I in particular is known as the Golden Age of England. Today, more than 5 centuries later, King Henry VIII is remembered by history as an extraordinarily powerful, ambitious, and controversial ruler. His 6 marriages, the establishment of the Church of England, and the difficult decisions he made to maintain power are still the focus of historians' discussions. His life proves that one man's personal decisions can sometimes change the course of an entire country's history.